Welcome everyone. Good evening. RV Pranam. So I am here with Mr. Pankaj Patel as our host for today's meeting, and we have a special guest, Dr. Rashmi. So I request Pankaj Patel sir to read a small introduction about doctor.
Yeah, so Abhi Pranam. My name is Pankaj Patel from Mumbai, and I'm your host for the evening. So we are going to be having a special session on homeopathy by Dr. Rashmi Rao. Dr. Rashmi's homeopathic specialty is a healthcare clinic which specializes in homeopathic treatment and is based out of Bengaluru. Rashmi ji is a graduate or Bachelor of Homeopathic Medicine and Surgery, BHMS, and hello. And she's a MD, Doctor of Medicine in Homeopathy. She's also a first rank holder in MD, and she's a trained Bharatanatyam dancer. So over to you, Dr. Rashmi.
Thank you, sir.
You can share your screen, doctor.
Sure, sir. Sure. Yeah. Hope the screen is visible to all of you.
Yeah, ma'am. Please
go
make
full
Am I
screen.
audible?
Yeah, you're audible and go full screen.
Full screen. One sec. How do I do this?
right side bottom. Can you see a glass before 60 or 80%? Yeah, correct.
Yeah, thank you.
So we shall start this knowledge sharing session. I am Dr. Rashmi Rao from Bengaluru. As sir told, I'm based in Bengaluru and I am a homeopathic physician. So today I would like to take this opportunity to bring forward a very unique and wonderful system of cure, that is homeopathy. So as the first introductory slide says, homeopathy is the rational system of medicine. Rational in the sense it is the most logical, rational, and which has the answer to all our questions regarding health, disease, and cure. This is what is homeopathy. This is how it is different from other systems of medicine. And coming on to our small introduction as to how medicine was practiced 200 to 50, 300 years before. So medicine 200 years back had no basic principle of cure. As we see in the images, there were physicians during that time did not understand the disease process as such. Like what was the disease? Like मतलब एक इंसान अगर बीमार होता है तो what are the conditions and what are the processes he is going through, and physician at that time did not understand the actual meaning of health as well. So people couldn't give an adequate or a reasonable solution for diseases during that time. In this scenario, without understanding what were the disease processes, how a disease would start, or what is actually health, and how a person is living in a healthy state or in a disease state, what are the different processes which are happening in the body, all these were not understood, and because of which people were not able to give appropriate cure for these diseases. With this understanding of lack of understanding of diseases, they did processes or procedures like bloodletting. Means if a person came with headache or a fever or any kind of a symptom, what they thought, how they understood this concept of fever or headache or any infection or any disease was, they thought blood was excess in the body, and that is how they simply wanted to cut the veins. The treatment implemented was to just cut the vein and let the blood flow. this was so harsh and pathetic situation for patients. Similarly, you can see in the right side of the page where the physician would actually drill holes into the skull of the person, thinking that he could remove some imaginary disease from his from the body of the patient. And this was so again such a torturesome method. And at the same time, people did not know which and which substance was the medicine for which and which what kind of disease. So they simply mixed so many substances present in the nature or in that part of the world to simply into different proportions, and they started dispensing lamely. This is how medicine was practiced in a very disastrous way at that time. In this situation, Dr. Christian Frederick Samuel Hahnemann, basically a physician himself during that time, who is from Germany, he discovered homeopathic system of medicine. He stopped practicing medicine because he was not able to provide cure to the patients. So at that time, while he was researching on his subjects, he found out that homeopathy was one system of medicine where he developed a certain concepts, and he discovered so many concepts already available in nature, in history, and implemented for them for cure. That is when discovery of homeopathic system of medicine occurred in 1796. And his life was a struggle, and homeopathy, which has grown to this extent in the modern world, faced a lot of struggle. He fought a revolutionary battle for a healthy society. Researches were made in great depth by a single person himself. Lot of physicians who came to question him started being part of these researches. Then also lots of cures were made, and cures were made in millions. Homeopathy could offer cure in the range of millions. Here, homeopathy was able to cure a lot of epidemic diseases, like during that time, cholera morbus. All of us would be familiar with cholera, right? Like similar, so many epidemic diseases which were during at that time, like scarlatina, cholera, which we usually call as scarlet fever. During these kind of, just like how we got epidemic in called COVID-19 during our lifetime, people in those era also saw so many epidemics. And during these epidemics, homeopathy played a very crucial role, and lot of comparative studies were made between then present system of medicine and homeopathy, where homeopathy excelled in curing lot of disorders. And similarly, when the research is continued, the founder was able to collect lot of medical texts from different parts of the world, and we were able to reach to Ayurveda, where homeopathy, the concept of homeopathy, the principle of homeopathy, जो principle नहीं था medical system में, कुछ principles नहीं थे, that principle which was required for world was found out to be already mentioned in ancient texts of Ayurveda. And over a period of time, homeopathy reached India. Now, to our pride, Indians are the world's largest number of homeopathic practitioners, researchers. India produces maximum scientists, researchers, students, achievers, and stalwarts in homeopathy. And homeopathy is the second largest accepted medical system by the world population. And it is recognized by WHO. And to know about how the process of cure occurs, how homeopathic medicines work, it is through the quantum physics and nanotechnology. We are able to describe or demonstrate the action of homeopathic medicines in today's world. So it is basically an energy-based medicine, wherein all our energies and positrons, photons, all these are acting in a unique way, in a definite, well-defined manner, thereby channelizing our physiological processes or the processes in the normal way. When the person is sick, all the processes which are happening in our body, which are altered, will get channelized in the normal way through, so that the normal process gets back to the person's living. So and all of us are and I want to mention a thing, that homeopathy is widely accepted in of course India, but in West Bengal, in state of Kerala, Karnataka, and Mumbai, Maharashtra, and so many other places where homeopathy is accepted in such an extent that just like how we use, right, these are the set of cold medicines, these are levocetirizine le lo, paracetamol le lo, this is how we keep, no, एक diarrhea के लिए एक set of medicines, बच्चों के लिए एक set of medicines जो रहते हैं हमारे kit में, household में. In the same way, homeopathy is extensively practiced in followed by common men in the state of West Bengal. We see people using homeopathic medicine in their households. So meanwhile, Swami Vivekananda in his Raja Yoga, page number 44, quotes a wonderful quote on homeopathy, that with due respect to the modern medicine, homeopathy is going to help in this way, that the homeopath comes and gives us medicines and cures perhaps more than the allopath does. Allopath means the regular modern medicine doctor, because the homeopath does not disturb his patients but allows nature to deal with cure. Means homeopathy is a naturalistic system of medicine. It's the raw materials, the medicines what we use are derived from nature itself, and it also implies a natural way to cure diseases. So coming on to homeopathic system of medicine at this era, I want to share a few very important concepts what we follow, or very unique features of homeopathy in further slides. Homeopathy, why you have to take, or why one person has to go for a homeopathic doctor, why? And we already know it is a natural medicine. It is a naturalistic medicine where it uses nature. It demonstrates everything through nature. And the second thing is, it individualizes a person. Like you see in the slide, you can see there are different people laid like who are like together. See, one person is shaded blue in color, and the other one is shaded yellow in color. What do you understand from this? Each person is a different person as a entity, as a creature. He's a different person. This concept is understood. I see, being a homeopathic doctor, I see each person as different. So आप दूसरे से कैसे भिन्न है? This is what is called individualization, the concept of how I see each and every person differently, and how I accept my each and every patient differently. That person is an angry fellow, still I accept him. That person is a very nasty fellow, or the person is a very caring fellow, I still accept him. So here there is no judgment. There is just the acceptance of individualization, which carries throughout the creation. And similarly, in the disease, you might have come through certain situations where headache can be some patients or few people, or in your lifetime, it could have increased when you go out in sun, or people will experience some headache or some kind of a discomfort in cold weather. See, the situations are different here. For one person will have headache when he goes out to the sun, and the other person has headache when he goes out to something cold. Totally two different entities. And this is how two people with same complaint, which is called headache, is different from each other. किसी को sun में ज़्यादा हो रहा है, किसी को cold weather में ज़्यादा हो रहा है. So this is how every simple problem is analyzed as in a homeopathic practice. Next, what do we see? Can anyone, can you see, try to understand what is there in this slide? We have a table, a chair, a microphone, a person, and lot of crowd, and a hall, which is likely to be a seminar hall or a conference room or something. But do you see conference happening in this? No, right? So none of us can see or perceive the concept or any situation like conference happening in this slide. So what do you see in the next slide? Here we can actually perceive the actual conference happening, where there is a table, there is a chair, there is a person, there are people sitting, there is a hall, there is a presentation happening. So what is the difference here? Here we see a situation as a part. We are seeing situations as parts. Alag parts is different parts are seen, but we are not seeing the situation as a whole. So this concept where we bring all the disintegrated parts and perceive the whole situation as a whole is called holistic concept. This, in the same way, homeopathic physician or homeopathy sees every person or every situation, a person in health or disease or in any random situation in his life as a holistic सिचुएशन, लाइक किसी व्यक्ति या स्थिति को समग्र रूप से देखना. In a small example I want to share, wherein, like for example, if a person comes for if you say, doctor, I have headache. So what does a homeopathic physician see as a holistic thing here? He also takes care of how the headache started, like what we saw, sun se ho raha hai ya to cold weather se ho raha hai, all those things, and in what way is the person reacting to headache. वो जाके सो रहा है या तो irritate होके बीवी को मार रहा है. What is the situation here? So we are going to see the person not as a small entity, or headache as a small entity which belongs to only head. In the same way, we see the whole human body as a integral entity of his parts. We don't separate the human body into its constituent parts. We don't consider the person. If Rashmi is a person, Rashmi is not only a body. Rashmi is also inclusive of her mind. Rashmi is not only her eyes. Rashmi is not only her head or her GIT or her lungs. The whole organism or human body is mind, body, and soul together. I cannot think a person separate from his mind, or I cannot think a person suffering from, say, cancer or a minimum fever or anything as separate from his stomach, or separate from his mind, separate from his spiritual wellness, emotional wellness. He is very good today. The person's blood values are wonderful, but today he has a very bad emotional turmoil. Somebody has passed away in his family. So here the mind of the person is under some turmoil, where the physical is proper, but the mind is not doing good. So this is one concept. What we see in homeopathy is holistic concept, where I take into consideration, or a homeopathic physician or homeopathy takes into consideration, the occupational health of the person, emotional health of the person, spiritual health, environmental health, physical, social health, and that which means the mind, body, of course, what problem he has physically, and his soul, which constitutes a human being both in normalcy and abnormalcy. The human being in health and disease is going to be different in all these spheres. This is called as concept of holism. With this concept, you can go just Google WHO's definition of health, which has changed over the years. Health was, before, it was just absence of disease. It was just absence of physical disease. Pain, there was some pain tha, tablet lene ke baad pain chala gaya. This is what was the disease and cure. But uske baad bhi the person is still sick. The person is still like, for example, somebody passes away in a X or Z, X or Y family. What will happen? the person is depressed, or these kind of scenarios are happening, and he comes out with some headache. Now I give medicine to headache, and his headache is better, but he's still depressed because he is constantly thinking about the person whom he has lost. Now I cannot say that he has reached his optimum state of health. So health is a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. मतलब अगर आपके रिपोर्ट्स अच्छे हैं, फिर भी सर मेरा रिपोर्ट सब नॉर्मल है, फिर भी मुझे बहुत दर्द है डॉक्टर, ये किसी आई हैव गॉन टू सो मेनी डॉक्टर्स, दे से एवरीथिंग इज नॉर्मल, नथिंग रॉन्ग विथ यू, बट एवरी नाइट आई गेट हेडेक डॉक्टर, आई डोंट हैव एनी स्ट्रेस डॉक्टर, बट स्टिल आई गेट हेडेक. सो व्हाट इज दिस? I don't know how I developed kidney stones, doctor. I'm hale and healthy. I was eating well, doing good exercise. I have developed heart problems. What is this? So this is where we take the person as a whole, and we define the health as a not only the physical well-being, but it is also a lot more than physical well-being. So, and with this background, homeopathy is a very unique science. I'm very proud to be a homeopathic doctor. I'm very proud to have been treated so many disorders through homeopathy. It is only because homeopathy has lots and lots of advantages, and it is the futuristic medicine. It is this present day medicine which is required to present day generation. And homeopathy is a hope for hopeless. We have Mumbaikars or Maharashtrians might be knowing there are a lot of hope for hopeless camps which happen, which are conducted by a lot of homeopathic doctors and hospitals across Maharashtra, where we get lot of hopeless and given up cases which don't see any kind of a solution elsewhere. They come to homeopathic practice, homeopathic clinics, and this is where we are able to give our service. Homeopathy is not slow as we usually see. Ayurveda, homeopathy will be usually slow. This is the understanding what we have, but homeopathy is not slow. If you come to the doctor at the right point of time, homeopathy is not slow. Why? Because we already would have visited lots and lots of people, and usually what we see is the disease would have progressed to such a state where it requires some time to get back the person to the normal level. So that is where the homeopathy is seen as slow. I cannot see what you say. If the problem is deep, I cannot see it is in some 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. I cannot expect my medicines, or I cannot expect either Ayurveda or homeopathy or any other system, even allopathy or modern medicine, to cure the disease in 2 or 3 days. So the disease कितना ज्यादा होता है, उतना time लेता है our vitality to get ourselves back to normal. So this is one point, unique feature of homeopathy. And homeopathy is a very economical system of medicine. It is very economical, handy for the people who for the patients. So it is not too costly or too financially difficult kind of a medicine. It is very much suitable for the policies what we make in India. And then homeopathy, with all this background, what I want to tell you is it treats the root cause. When I go through the person as an individual, I worry about each and every part of the person. I worry whether he's sleeping, whether he's eating well, he's not eating well, reports are normal, abnormal, is he happy or no? Each and every, did he drink water or no, how much water, what kind of water, cold water, warm water? Yes sir.
2 minutes left.
Yes sir. So these kind of this is the kind of approach we do, and because of this, homeopathy is going to treat the root cause, and it gives the effect which is long lasting. And to summarize, we don't simply close potholes, we help build strong roads. So this is what homeopathic practice does. And homeopathy for all is what we always say. From common cold, cough, fever to many wide range of diseases, homeopathy helps. This image is one of the Hope for Hopeless camps image. This is not what I have done. This is Hope for Hopeless camp, which occurs all across India, and this is where we treat hopeless or given up cases where people find their ray of hope in homeopathy. And with this background, skin, respiratory, gut, or our GIT, or kidney, hormones, male, female, lifestyle disorders, growth disorders, immune system, immunity, and mind. These are the genres where homeopathy, or these are the domains where homeopathy can definitely help all of us in keeping our life, wellness, and standard of living and health in our hand. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Wonderful, informative session. We are running out of time, but still, if any member want to ask any query, you can raise your hand. We have 2 minutes to take the queries. Raise your hand, we will allow to speak. 1 or 2 queries we can take, and I request doctor to please answer in short so we can start our official meeting by 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Anyone has any query, or if anyone want to speak, if you want to share your experience for this session, you can raise your virtual hand so we can allow you to speak. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Yes, sir.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening, sir.
Madam, my question is, most of the skin disease is not resolved. Okay, it's like apply, no reply. Okay, so people using steroids, so many things and all is compromising immunity, skin thinning. So any solution for this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very much. Skin disorders have a lot of solutions in homeopathy. I mean, with all these concepts which I had explained, we have definite solutions which can take the patient off the disease.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. Subodh Pandit, you can ask.
धन्यवाद सर. सर मैं डॉक्टर रश्मि से अपॉइंटमेंट लेना चाहता हूं ताकि मैं 1-to-1 में उनसे बात कर पाऊं.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Please, we shall connect with each other, sir. Subodh, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
इवन ये क्वेश्चन बहुत लोगों के दिल में होगा, लेकिन सामने आके बोल नहीं पाया. मैं बोलने का हिम्मत किया. धन्यवाद सर.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Kamal, you can ask.
Rashmi ji, I want to know with the homeopathic, my mother's having a joint pain and all, that can be resolved or not?
Yes, sir. We can treat the joint pains, and with lot of medicines according to her age. Yeah, we can treat joint pains.
Okay, I'll be in RB meet later.
Yeah, please.
Okay,
Thank you, Dr. Rashmi, for a wonderful
Thank you so
session.
much. Thank you so
all
much.
the participants, you join in a large
Thank you
number,
so
and
much, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. So you can share your RB ID in the chat box, so
Yeah,
members can take it from you, and they can connect for the further information. So I'm just stopping the live now on the YouTube, and if you want to see the same, you can